Once again, a hearty welcome to all of you. This particular 3-day seminar, which I began speaking some couple of years ago in Nasik to the corporates over there. And this was what I had entitled this, Revival. And in this lifestyle management and personality development, because many of the corporates over there, they were requesting me that, these two topics, especially lifestyle management, they wanted a Vedic perspective, spiritual perspective to these kind of new age topics which they say nowadays. So I thought, okay, I'll package it with this particular title called Revival. To begin with, when a topic like this, or a term like this, revival, comes in front of us, my question to all of you is that what do you understand by just this word revival? Not very commonly used in our day-to-day conversation with each other. But yes, of course, we might be pondering upon it in order to enhance our life. So what, according to you, the word revival denote? So by the way, this is going to be a little interactive session, so I want the traffic from your side as well.
Finding something that already existed once.
Finding something.
That already existed.
Already existed.
Previously.
Okay.
Bringing it alive again.
Something more specific, like what do you do after finding? Like okay, so I find that.
Using it, putting it into practice.
So if I find that I'm a human being, okay, I find that out. I'm a human being. After I grow up, become a little mature, and then what do you do with that finding, with that information?
Put it into practice.
Put it into practice. So revival is something, I guess, you strengthen what you already have, you fortify what you already have. In fact, I remember this was many years ago, I read an article about Michelangelo. Michelangelo, all of you are aware of Michelangelo? So this was when I was visiting the Sistine Chapel in Italy. And Michelangelo, who was an artist of his own class, so he was once asked, this is a true story, he was once asked that how come you come up with such wonderful piece of masterpieces, in fact, of sculptures and your paintings. And that point of time he was actually making a masterpiece, he was sculpting. And very amazingly, a very profound realization which he had, which he, in reply, he spoke about that. He said that whatever sculptures you see, which I made, and this one which I am making right now, it's already there. It's there in this block. In this piece of stone, it's already there. Now, Italy is famous for its marble. So he used to make it from the Italian marble. So he said, the wonderful masterpiece is there already within this piece of marble. What I only do is I chip off the excess around it. With my chisels, I just chip off the excess marble which is around the masterpiece. And I remember, when I was working in the Indian Air Force, I was also representing the Indian Air Force in the lawn tennis, this game. And my tennis coach, so something similar to this, he also said once to me. He said that, I'm simply your coach. The tennis player is there within you. I have to simply unearth it. I have to simply discover that. I have to simply just make you realize that you have that talent within you. I'm not going to put something from outside. I'm just going to revive what's there within you. So, at the very outside, I just wanted that we are on the same page as far as the word revival is concerned. Now, some interesting images I would like to begin to show to all of you. What is the first thought which comes to your mind looking at this image? The spontaneous, natural first thought which comes to your mind. It's not Photoshop, by the way.
The tree is going to fall off any minute.
Okay.
How is it balancing there?
Yeah, he's balancing very well in this situation. He's
Okay.
trying to save himself. Itself.
Yeah, exactly. How did it end there?
It's surviving.
So it could have started there to begin with. There's something missing. Maybe some rock fell.
Or the roots are too deep.
No. I told you this is not Photoshop. This is actually the
Yeah,
tree.
historically there was another rock piece which fell down from
Because
just
trees-
beneath under.
Yeah.
Just being supported by a part of the roots there.
Okay, so despite the rock missing, despite the firm grip the tree is supposed to have is not there, something major is missing beneath. What is something which we see impressive? It's still hanging on. It's still hanging on. Which means somewhere the root, some portion of the root of this tree is holding on to the soil, whichever it can. And sometimes we see that, even if, like I have seen in some concrete structures, some saplings coming out, and nobody had planted them over there. They're just growing. In fact, I have seen sapling of banyan tree coming out from a concrete wall. So herein, when we are talking of revival, some of the lessons which we can learn from things around us, from the nature, is that, over here, and if you just look around these trees and in the countryside, the vegetation and everything, how they keep reviving themselves using whatever resources is there around them. So yes, of course, the inherent ability is there to resurrect oneself. And then all the support systems which we have in our life, it has to just be used to help us grow from within. So that's why I want you to understand life in a very different perspective. Again, sometimes we see that our life is crumpled like this. Yes, you can read the word life over here. But then along with reading this word life over here, you also see the piece of paper on which it's written. It's all crumpled. And sometimes our life also becomes like that. Am I the only one, or you also agree with this? Life becomes like this, crumpled. We don't want things which we are, really, not hoping for. And things which we are really hoping for, we don't get it. And always in a dilemma and trying to just live a day, a peaceful, stress-free day, and then day after day hoping for a day when it will be the perfect day of our life. Many times we find ourselves stressed out. Now, of course, this is from an ad. I got these lovely pictures which really made sense to the points which I would make in these seminars. So here when people, they want to invest in a house over here and over everywhere, coming from India also over there, if somebody wants to just get a house, the kind of tussle which they have to go through, the stress, the anxiety, just to get that and then to maintain it, and then what to speak then when you have children. What happens, like, one person, he said that before my marriage, I had 6 philosophies how to raise kids, and after marriage, I have 6 kids and no philosophy. So, to have a house of your own, to have your own kids, to have all the amenities which we think that will give us happiness, which will make our life luxurious and comfortable, there is so much of stress which we have to go through to procure it, to maintain it, and to make sure that we don't lose it. So, therefore, we have to understand that in order to revive our true self, we have to know our true self. We have to know our true personality and what is the real development of that true personality. And then once knowing that, therefore, I have combined these 2 topics, personality development and lifestyle management. Which means that once you know, so tonight we'll be discussing personality development, and we'll be taking over tomorrow as well, and then lifestyle management will be on the 3rd day. So to know our true personality, because that is what we have to revive, and then how to manage that personality in a life which we are living. Whether someone is a doctor, engineer, housewife, working, or taking care of kids, as parents, or as grandparents, whoever we are, as students, how to manage that? Because you manage something which is valuable to you. You don't manage something which is of something unworthy. So therefore, understanding the real development of personality and then managing that in our life. So we'll begin tonight with personality development, and we'll be having like kind of interactive, as I said, in between. In case you have something to be clarified, you can raise your hand and get that clarified. If you have something to share on that point, yes, definitely we'll be most welcome to have your comments on the topics. So the topics which I'll be covering, the first in personality development, defining and redefining our true personality, and therefore I have highlighted true personality, these 2 words, because how many of you have attended a seminar on this topic earlier, anywhere in your life? Personality development, you have attended. Okay. So what was your experience, like, if you can just share personality development?
I would, in fact, I used to,
you can be seated. Yeah.
I used to train people in this.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
was a professor of human dynamics.
Okay.
How the potential of the mankind must be put to tapped.
Okay.
And I used to teach a lot of this.
Personality development.
To police officers, IAS people and others in India.
Okay. Wow, great.
In fact, I taught in HAL also.
Oh, really?
Hindustan Aeronautics, Nasik, Hindustan Aeronautics, Bangalore.
Wow, the world is not that big. The world is not that big, I say.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, great. So, we'll be happy to know from you. In between, you can share a few things, huh?
My pleasure.
Yeah?
I'm learning from you, sir.
Yeah. No. You are my grandfather's age, so I should be learning from you. So, herein, when I say redefining, and that too, not just personality, but true personality. So you'll have to note down, chosen words have been put over here. So we'll be discussing on those subject matters, going deeply into, not just on a superficial level. Don't think that over here we are going to train you how to look good externally. We have to look good, look best internally. That is what we'll be discussing as far as the true personality is concerned. Then, the second topic, going beyond the anatomy of our life. So yes, people are so much concerned about the anatomical aspect of their life. And herein we are proposing that we have to go beyond the anatomy of our life. Understanding the principles of real development, since the topic is personality development. So true personality, if we are discussing true personality, we have to discuss true development as well. Unveiling the powers of our true self, and finally meeting our self. So this is like the map which I am presenting to all of you. So the journey we should be undertaking. So we should know where we are right now, what is our destination, and what we will be encountering all through in the journey. So this is like, the sat nav, for all of us to follow. Are you all with me? Huh? So okay, let's begin with the first topic. How do you define a true personality? Now looking at a personality like this, which you are looking at right now, sometimes when you look at these cover pages of these colorful magazines and these kind of personalities, or on your TV screen or movies, these catchy personalities with perfect physique, everything is just perfect. Sometimes you feel that, well, if you have to rob someone's attention, then you better have a personality like this. For men, all those 6-packs, 8-packs, well, after a while, if that doesn't work, it's just a family pack. Otherwise, you work hard to have, the 6-pack, the 8-pack, and for the women, the 0 figure, and how when someone just glances, there should not be just the first glance, there should be the second one, there should be glance after glance. And that's what true personality people nowadays define as. So my question now, herein, mark the words, it's not just personality. Herein the question is asked, how do you define true personality? What is your take? Is there anyone? How do you define true personality?
How you treat others.
How you
Treat others.
You said how you treat others. Very well said. How you treat others, which means at the very outset you are going beyond just the external looks. Okay. Anything else in regards to what she
How
just
you
said?
act and behave.
Huh?
How you act and behave.
How you act and behave. Yeah, something similar, those lines. How you act and behave. So herein, why I have posed this question and what I am trying to get from you also, so that, from the very beginning, we go beyond just the looks. Because nowadays we are so much kind of bombarded and so much of propaganda. Just look good. Just have, a personality which is disposing itself in such a way that people envy you. There are books like that. The barometer to success is how many people envy you. If nobody is envying you, you are no one. Because people will envy. Back in India there was this television ad, neighbors envy, that is owner's pride. There was one television, Onida. And that's how this television they were, propagating, that when neighbors start envying you, then you should know that you have something so substantial. And yes, in one sense, if you use the logic of psychophysical nature, a person will envy or be jealous of only someone's good qualities. You won't be envious of some homeless or some bum on the street. So herein, no, we are not talking about having a personality which will create jealousy, which will create envy in people's heart. Herein we are talking something which is substantial, something which is worth appreciating, something which is worth emulating. Do you all agree with that? So, now, when we talk of the personality which physically has been developed, so yes, you see that, according to the modern science, what they explain, that we have grown from the apes to the super apes, and now the modern man, the 21st century modern man. I remember when I was in school, my school days, so we had our English teacher, and there were some mischief mongers, the backbenchers, mischief mongers. So she had a very interesting term for those mischief mongers. I just remembered, looking at this image. Once she said, she had them, just get up on their bench, and she said that you naughty boys, you have come from branches to benches. Because she was the English teacher, so she had that particular term. She said, you silly folks, you are simply come from branches to benches. From directly branches, you have come to benches. I hope you got that. So yes, over here you see, from branches to benches, something like that. So we have developed physically, yes, definitely we are species which, have these physical looks. You cannot deny that, we have grown ourselves. Other species, yes, naturally they are beautiful. But we human beings, we use nature to make ourselves beautiful somehow or the other, if in case we are not. If in case we are not, cosmetically we can do something about that. What I'm trying to tell you is that we are using our intelligence to try to develop ourselves. Whether physically or whether metaphysically, we are using our intelligence, and therefore we see that the human progression, whether it is physical or metaphysical, has happened so much that we can't even imagine what man was just few decades ago. What to speak of, a completely different era. Can you imagine, nowadays if you ask kids, that can you imagine a time that people were even living without a cell phone? Sometimes kids cannot even imagine, without cell phone. How can you live without a cell phone? How can you live without WhatsApp? This was almost a decade ago. I didn't have an email ID, and I was coming over here, and then one person he asked me my email ID. I said I don't have one, and he looked at me as if, which planet are you coming from? You don't have email ID? So I felt as if I'm invisible, I don't have any identity. Oh, look at me, I am a human being, flesh and blood in front of you. No, but I don't recognize you unless you don't have an ID. So we may laugh at this, but yes, of course, we have progressed, and to some extent, to larger extent, we can say we have digressed also in many ways. So that, of course, we'll be discussing. But yes, focusing on the development of personality. Here we'll begin with this one verse from our Vedic scriptures. This is Hita Upadesh. And it's a very interesting Sanskrit verse, very simple to understand, which explains that there are 4 commonalities between we human beings and animals. And it's very interesting that these 4 things which is common between we human beings and animals, we do it we are in fact every moment living with it. In fact, it's our survival factor. But very seldom do we focus upon it. Very seldom do we actually make note of it, these four commonalities. So let's first go into these four things. The first is eating, the second is sleeping, the third is mating, and the fourth is defending. So the Sanskrit goes like this: Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunam cha. Simple Sanskrit. So Ahar is eating, Bhaya is defending, Nidra is sleeping, Maithunam cha is mating. So these are the four very basic, you can say, instincts. We human beings and the animals, you all agree we have common? Yeah. So now, this verse is in the form of a question. So it is asking a question. If these four things, as you see in these images also, you see we human beings, eating, we sleeping, mating, defending, and then you have the animals doing these four activities. So now the question is asked in this verse. What makes us so special? If these four things even the animals do, and sometimes you see the animals, they do with quite finesse, these four things. Now, eating. An elephant can eat 100 kilograms in a day of food. That's as far as the quantity and he can digest it. Yeah? Anyone can match with the elephant as far as the quantity of eating is concerned? But yes, we can say, what about the quality of food? The kind of food which we can have, the cuisines which we have, the elephant or the animals cannot. So yes, we may have sophistication as far as eating is concerned. Sleeping, yes. Even if sometimes we have nice cozy beds, I see over here in this country, my God, the beds are like, it's like a planet itself. There are some beds. There's one German bed. Recently I got to know there is a German bed, and it's so sophisticated that it has practically every mechanism you could imagine or you couldn't imagine. If you want sunrise, if you want to get up as sun is rising, and not many people they get to have that. So the bed has the facility, some kind of screen that you can just like you have alarm, so you can set it up, and even if you are waking up in the noon, the sun will rise for you, artificial of course. And there is a eject seat. If you don't get up, the whole bed will eject you out. And there's the king size bed, the queen size bed. So sometimes we may have the most cozy bed, but what about sleep? People nowadays, the more sophisticated they are, the more sleeping pills they have to take. And sometimes when the sophistication is not working well with them, they have to empty the entire bottle sometimes. Suicide. So sleeping, we have facilities of sophistication in that, but the question is, how much sleep do we actually get? Mating. Now, we see that in the media, there is so much going on just to sell a product. People are selling their bodies just to sell a silly product. As they say in marketing, sex sells. And anything you combine it with becomes appealing. So yes, of course, the human population is growing, which is based on that. The animals also. Sometimes we find that the animals, here and you see the lion. The lion, he copulates just once a year when it's required for reproduction. Has a lot of sense control. So herein, yes, I'm just taking a few examples of how these instinctive things within us. The animals also do have, but in fact they do it in proper control. As far as all these things, defending, yes, of course, we may have our defense, forces, armed forces. And say a mosquito. A mosquito has its own defense mechanism. In fact, a mosquito has so much power that this huge human body which we have, one mosquito can put this whole huge human body in a high fever, and sometimes fatal high fever, malaria. I don't know, this country may not have so much of malaria, but coming from India, and so many of you are Indians, malaria, just one silly mosquito can destroy this entire huge body. You may have your, huge defense mechanisms as far as the army, the navy, the air force, but one mosquito has the power to finish off this body. Now my question again from this verse that, okay, these four things the animals do, we do. What makes us so special? Or are we really special, or are we not? Yeah.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Good one. Good one. Curiosity about what? That's an important question.
Animals, like for example the bear. The bear will eat fish because it knows it can eat fish. But we will cook the fish, we will take other ingredients,
Okay.
other foods, and we'll make it in different ways.
Okay.
Because we're not satisfied with just the fish by itself.
Okay.
We want it with everything else to make it better.
Okay. So, your point was good, but the elaboration was that, the curiosity about tasty fish, or something more. Curiosity, you are right, definitely, we have to be curious. But should we be just curious about how to make good fish? Or should we go beyond that?
We're always going around.
Always, we have to go beyond that, at least to begin with. It's a nice one. Curiosity. Anything else?
Creation.
Huh?
Creation.
Creation. What kind of creation?
Because human can create so many things, and animals just living their life as simple as that.
Have you seen a bird's nest?
Yeah,
How they
that kind
make-
of creation. But we can save somebody's life, like human can save somebody's life.
Inventions.
Yeah, we are supposed to save people's lives. We are supposed. Do you know one thing, that we are the only species who are destroying our own species very
Yeah, it
systematically.
is that. It is that. They are doing it as well. An animal eats each other like that.
But not as systematically as we do.
Mm.
How many times you read in the newspapers that
Yeah, it is that.
the dogs of UK bombed each other. But how many times we read about human beings killing each other? Murders. Yes, you are right. We are supposed to be creative species. We are supposed to be helping each other. We are supposed to help each other grow, enhance. Yes, you have something?
Intellect, power to reason,
Power to
logic.
reason, discriminate. Yes. Again, we are supposed to have power of reasoning, power of discrimination. Yeah, a little bit on this discrimination. Again, just like he very wonderfully said, curiosity and creation. Can you elaborate on that? Discrimination.
Basically, you can reason why 2 plus 2 4. Animals can't work out. Why is it? Like Newton made the law that apple falls in the
Okay.
ground.
Mhm.
So he had power to think. Human species have power to think.
Okay, power
And
to
reason.
think. Okay, reason, power to think. Yeah.
I think a bit more of that is like we think about the life as well. So like
Just like right now, what's happening? Right now, what's happening? I'm just initiating your thought process, is it not? Why do we need all this? Just so that, I can just talk. We can just sit and talk. But why do we need all this? Why I'm using all this? so that I can initiate a thought process within you. This interaction thing, just so that, and things are coming out. Otherwise, if it would have been any other day and we would have just gone for a walk, what would be the discussion? Nice sun today. Oh, so how was work? What did you eat today? That's it. That's like, according to our scripture, it's called small talk. Every day we spend so many hours just doing small talk. What is small talk? What did I eat today? How was my sleep? Mating, defending. That's all small talk. If we are simply talking about eating, sleeping, mating and defending, we are not using our entire potential. And our potential goes beyond what you are all right now, sharing as far as, these points. It's nothing but going beyond these, all things. Yeah, you had something?
Yeah, so human gets bored very soon and suddenly want to do something different.
Yeah.
You want to eat different things every day.
Yeah.
Animals can eat grass every day without being bored.
Absolutely right. Bang on. In fact, I'll tell you that the recent study, more than stress, at some point of time you must have heard that the most deadliest of all diseases, which is gripping everyone, especially the human beings, it's stress. It's no more stress, it's boredom. And you can say that, it's of the same family maybe, stress, boredom. But it's specifically, the psychologists, they have come saying that it's boredom. And people are bored to hell nowadays. So much so that they just to get rid of boredom, they can go to any extent. So I was reading this particular article that some of the billionaires from America, they don't know how to spend their money. Where to spend their money, how to spend their money. So you know what they do? They dress up as beggars. And they go to some places, where nobody knows them. And they wage on what? Who will be able to beg more? And it's like, $1 million wager on what? Oh, I was able to beg 5 pence. It's more than yours. So I get $1 million. Just to get a kick out of life, so much bored with their money, bored with their luxuries, bored with their comforts. You had something.
One of the things is
Sushant, can you have some water?
that humans have by far the species the frontal lobes, the most developed. So our spirituality, our insight, clearly different. Is one of the things that animals don't have. We can sort of think about things. We can rationalize. We can do that. And then the spirituality is another aspect that the animals.
Yeah. See, there used to be the IQ, intelligent quotient. Then in the corporate sector, they included EQ. Now the EQ, you all are aware of EQ, emotional quotient. So now they have included SQ, as you rightly say, spiritual quotient. Because simply living on the emotional platform, they have found that people have become sentimental. So yes, we all are sentient beings. EQ means we all have sentiments, but we are not able to manage those sentiments within us, so we require the SQ. So the SQ manages the EQ. So yes, rightly said, and we'll be coming to that SQ, spiritual quotient. Anything else? Yes?
In America, they started this Las Vegas city in a desert just to spend money, gambling. This city is...
It's called the Sin City.
Sin City.
By the way.
So, nothing to do, go and spend money there.
Yeah, in fact, there is one hospital in Las Vegas, I guess, it starts with Sun, something like that. In that hospital, because it's like a gambling city. You know, there's so much of gambling, and of course many other things goes on. But you know, the predominant thing, gambling goes on in that city. So in this hospital, there were nurses. They were gambling on patients. Which patient will die or the other? You know, and they would gamble on patients. And if in case, you know, one nurse was like appearing to lose, she would in fact kill the patient, you know, just take off the life support systems and just kill the patient just to win, you know. This was like a police case which happened over, you know, everywhere there are these, you know, those slot machines, gambling slot machines, even in the toilets, you know, in that particular city. So yes, you know, just to get rid of boredom or to get that kick of life. Yeah, you're right. You have something.
I think the biggest difference between animals and humans is that humans have knowledge to reach God, and animals clearly don't, which is why they're the lowest species.
Just like right now, with what we are discussing, if I were to present the same topic to a bunch of dogs, I don't think I would make a fool of myself.
You would not get any response.
Huh?
You would not get any response from them.
Yeah. In fact, you would respond that, you know, which species you belong to. You would ask this question to me. What am I doing? So yes, very rightly
Why
said.
they're the lowest
Yes, sir.
One of the important things according to me is vision and values.
Vision and
values.
Values. Very well said. Vision and values. Yes. You know, animals might have eyesight. We humans can have vision. We are not just supposed to have eyesight. We are supposed to have vision. There is difference between having eyesight and having vision. Yeah. So we'll be discussing on that value part. We'll be discussing in our coming sessions.
By values, I also mean ethics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we all understand values, morals, ethics. We'll be discussing on that. In fact, I have a theme on that. I think on the second day or the third day. The price tag culture and the value culture. You know, so I'll be speaking on that. Yes. Okay. So at this point of time, I would like to show you two videos and kindly observe these two videos and in light of the previous slide which we are discussing upon. Okay. The difference between humans and animals, and let's see what we get out of this crowd. Okay. This is on. Yeah. Okay, so this first one is, as you can read, Einstein the parrot. So here is one parrot who has been named as Einstein the parrot. It's a very interesting parrot. Can speak, can remember, can entertain. But then what I want from all of you is something, if you can use your human potential beyond the four things and can share what you learn from.
Herself to everybody. Can you tell everybody your name? Einstein. This is Einstein. Can you tell everyone hi? Oh, that's nice. Can you be polite? A sweetheart. Much better. Well, Einstein is very honored to be here at TED 2006 amongst all you modern day Einsteins. In fact, she's very excited. Yeah. Since we've arrived, there's been a constant buzz about all the exciting speakers here for the conference. This morning we've heard a lot of whispers about Tom O'Reilly's wrap-up on Saturday. Einstein, did you hear whispers? Yeah. Einstein's especially interested in Penelope's talk. A lot of her research goes on in caves, which can get pretty dusty. That could make her sneeze. But more importantly, her research could help Einstein find a cure for her never-ending scratchy throat. Yeah. Well, Bob Russell was telling us about his work on nanotubes and his research at the microscopic level. Well, that's really cool, but what Einstein's really hoping is that maybe he'll genetically engineer a 5-pound peanut. Yes, you get really, really excited. That is one big peanut. Since Einstein is a bird, she's very interested in things that fly. She thinks Burt Rutan is very impressive. Oh, yeah. She especially likes his latest achievement, Spaceship One. Einstein, would you like to ride on Burt's spaceship? Even if it doesn't have a laser? Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty funny, Einstein. Now, Einstein also thinks, working in caves and traveling through space, it's all very dangerous jobs. It would be very dangerous if you fell down. Yeah. Splat, I feel it. Einstein, did that hurt? Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, it's all a lot of hard work. Yeah, it can get a bird like Einstein frustrated. Sure can. But when Einstein needs to relax from her job educating the public, she loves to take in the arts. If the children of Uganda need another dance partner, Einstein could sure fit the bill because she loves to dance. Can you get down? Let's get down for everybody. Come on now. She's going to make me do it too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do your head now. All right. Or maybe Serena Wong would like to learn some arias on her violin, and Einstein could sing along with some opera. Very good. Or maybe Stu just needs another backup singer. Einstein, can you also sing? And I need to get rid of that seed first. Can you sing? No. There you go. And of course, if all else fails, you can just run off and enjoy a fun fiesta. All right. Well, Einstein was pretty embarrassed to admit this earlier, but she was telling me backstage that she had a problem. What's the matter? No, I don't have the problem. You have the problem. Remember, you were saying that you were really embarrassed because you're in love with a pirate. There you go. And what do pirates like to drink? Beer. Yeah, that's right. But you don't like to drink beer, Einstein. You like to drink water. Very good. Now, really, she is pretty nervous because one of her favorite folks from back home is here, and she's pretty nervous to meet him. She thinks Al Gore is a really good-looking man. What do you say, the good-looking man? And so do all the folks back home in Tennessee. And since she's such a big fan, she knows that his birthday is coming up at the end of March, and we didn't think he'd be in town then, so Einstein wanted to do something special for him. So let's see if Einstein will sing Happy Birthday to Al Gore. Can you sing Happy Birthday to him? Again. Again. Big finish. Good job. Well, before we wrap it up, she would like to give a shout out to all her animal friends back at the Knoxville Zoo. Einstein, do you want to say hi to all the owls? What about the other birds? The penguin? There we go. Let's get that one out of there. How about a chimpanzee? Very good. What about a wolf? And a pig? And the rooster? And how about those cats? At the zoo, we have big cats from the jungle. What about a skunk? She's a comedian. I suppose you think you're famous. Are you famous? Superstar. Yeah, well, we'd like to encourage all of you to do your part to help protect Einstein's animal friends and to do your part to help protect their homes that they live. Now, Einstein does say it best when we ask her, why do we want to protect your home? I'm special. You are very special. What would you like to say to all these nice people? I love you. That's good. Can you blow them a kiss? And when you say when it's time to go? Bye. Good job. Thank you all.
Can I stay here? Absolutely, you can sit and watch. Right, we'll see what happens. Come on then, send in your mastermind, because it's going to need that. Alex studies wild birds, which he releases after 3 months of research. This one
is nicknamed 007, and it's about to attempt what Alex believes is one of the most complex tests of the animal mind ever constructed. The bird is familiar with the individual objects, but this is the first time he's seen them arranged like this. 8 separate stages that must be completed in a specific order if the puzzle is to be solved. And if the bird succeeds, it'll be a world first. He takes time to have a look and then starts with the short stick. Stage 1. He finds it's too short to reach the food. He then sets off to get the first